just going to fit in with
I'm so set on tearing and setting machine guns and burst in there.
Hello everyone, welcome to FilmHead again. There are some great war movies that you should must watch once in your life. These films are available on different OTT platform on internet. Don't forget to like, subscribe and be notified from our channel. Let's start our today's topic of top 10 war movies. Number 10, Inglourious Bastard. This film is a masterpiece, which flows effortlessly and seamlessly from one chapter to another without a single weak point or joint being evident to the viewer. This film is an outstanding one which is written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, released in 2009. The movie set during World War II, so the story is related to the Nazis and Jews. It weaves together multiple storylines that converge around a plot to assassinate high-ranking Nazi officials. It's a movie that speaks other languages like English, German, French, and Italian. The film tells an alternate history story of two plots to assassinate Nazi Germany's leadership. One planned by Shosanna Dreyfus, a young French Jewish cinema proprietor, and the other planned by the British but ultimately conducted solely by a team of Jewish-American soldiers led by First Lieutenant Aldo Raine. Christoph Waltz co-stars as Hans Landa, an SS colonel in charge of tracking down Raine's group. The title was inspired by Italian director Enzo G. Castellari's 1978 Euro war film The Inglourious Basterds, though Tarantino's film is not a remake of it. The acting is world-class across the board. Special standouts for us would have to be Christoph Waltz and Michael Fassbender as the Jew hunter and the faux German-British spy, respectively. Now, that's not to take anything away from the multiple other phenomenal performances. Such a great revenge movie and great one overall. Number 9, Napoleon. For someone who only knows as much as Napoleon as he learned in his sophomore and junior world history classes, the movie was outstanding. To anyone fascinated to know about one of the greatest conqueror of all times, the great Napoleon Bonaparte, this movie is quite amazing. While the story tells us about Napoleon's heroic deeds and how strong an army general he was, it also highlights how much his men suffered due to his wars. People love him for his role in French Revolution, but on the same side Nobel loathed him for his crude manners and his greed for power. The movie starts off on a high note, showcasing the end of one of France's major historical figures while Napoleon watches on. The film is a visually stunning and emotionally resonant portrait of Napoleon's life, from his humble beginnings in Corsica to his meteoric rise to power and his eventual downfall. The costumes and military regalia is done to perfection. The display of explosive artillery adds to the battle highlights, and watching the movie in an IMAX theater adds even more value in terms of sound and picture quality. Even though the movie contains historical inaccuracies, a well-dramatized historical account of Napoleon Bonaparte is offered, and Joaquin Phoenix delivers a performance worthy of a medal. Vanessa Kirby plays the part of Empress Josephine, and delivers. Number 8, Fury. Fury is an action-packed, thrilling World War II story about a crew of soldiers in control of Fury, an American Sherman tank. The characters are all unique, engaging and a blast to listen to as they bond through the desperate battles of the Second World War. Under David Ayer's direction, Fury features a number of well-known actors, such as Michael Pena, Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, and John Bernthal. Each member of the ensemble is superb in their parts, and their distinct personalities give the story more nuance. For those who are sensitive to graphic content should be cautioned while watching this movie, however. Due to the nature of the film and its setting, Fury contains many gruesome and disturbing scenes. Amazing acting, wonderful plot, exciting action and a diverse cast of characters that provide a grounded sense of realism in this otherwise fictional war story. This movie had everything. Drama, suspense, emotional pulls, intensity and surprise. The camera work of the closing scene is brilliant. Fury doesn't probably teach you anything new about the war, but does explore the emotional side of a small team. Something similar to what Band of Brothers did, albeit at a smaller scale. Number 7, Sisu. Sisu is a remarkable film that captivates its audience with a powerful narrative of determination, strength, and the unyielding spirit of human resilience. Directed by a master storyteller, the movie takes viewers on an emotional journey that leaves a lasting impact. The film follows the compelling story of a young protagonist who finds herself facing numerous challenges and setbacks as she embarks on a personal quest for self-acceptance and fulfillment. The narrative unfolds with depth and sensitivity, delving into universal themes of identity, family, and the pursuit of dreams. More clearly, the film is based on a one-man battle to secure his goal and find his way out from a Nazi death squad. The entire movie focuses on the man's attempt to defend himself, and save his prized possession with a never-give-up attitude. The cinematography in Sisu is visually stunning, utilizing a diverse range of settings and landscapes to reflect the protagonist's inner and outer journey. The color palette is carefully chosen, evoking different moods and atmospheres that complement the character's evolving emotional state. Absolutely mind-blowing and spectacular. Each scene of the movie is highly impressive and exalts the audience. Truly action-packed and enticing experience. Number 6. All Quiet on the Western Front. This movie was very well done. Amazingly accurate in its detail and portrayal of each character in the story. I can't imagine how scared so many boys must have been that ended up being sent to the slaughter. The acting was amazing, the story was amazing and horrifyingly well done. And also so unimaginably sad when you realize that this same story was certainly carried out countless times again and again during World War I. It takes a great director, an amazing production, and very good actors to portray such a story and have it done so well and have it so believable that you can imagine being in the middle of the action with Paul as he keeps losing his best friends and comrades, and truly feel his pain. The attention to period details is simply astounding, and the cinematography mixed with the soundtrack takes the viewing experience to the next level. The biggest takeaway here, however, is my excitement to see Germany producing a film of this quality, scale and depth which I dare say normally only comes from the USA. This movie is both thrilling and devastating, and can make such quick turns from one moment to another, and has as well made me cry. This movie was truly like a roller coaster. Number 5. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. This film is a masterpiece. Guy Ritchie brings brilliance and charisma to the silver screen with a perfect ensemble of a cast that meshes incredibly well. The reaction of the audiences during the early screening proves just how great of a cast it was. It's about the untold, true story of a secret mission prompted by Winston Churchill during World War II that was unknown to the public until documents from that era were declassified in 2016. This film tells the tale of Gus March Phillips and his team, who were sent on a mission which part in helping Europe defeat Hitler. It is based off Churchill's Secret Warriors, the explosive true story of the Special Forces desperados of World War II. Despite the fact that the history of that period was anything but humorous, this movie uses humor to highlight action-packed scenes from that historical period. This highly anticipated R-rated movie will keep you gripping your seat the entire time. The actors are perfectly cast. The film is inherently humorous, so we're not talking about deep acting performances. However, the characters are played with enjoyment. They are real men who know their stuff well and take on the challenging mission placed on their shoulders with enthusiasm. Number 4. Dunkirk. Christopher Nolan's war epic drama, Dunkirk, is another masterpiece by him, more like another feather in his cap. Masterful visual storytelling on an epic scale. It is hard to imagine a better tribute to this victory of survival than Nolan's spare, stunning, extraordinarily ambitious film. The cinematography and mind-blowing music by Hans Zimmer distances the direction of this film from other war films, by building emotions that cannot be explained, nor be put into words. The very horrifying nature of war, without being graphically explicit, is depicted in every angle of this film, whereby the demise of the characters is expected at any fraction of a second. Dunkirk immerses audiences in the harrowing, heroic, amazing events of 1940, when Germany trapped Allied troops on the beaches of Dunkirk, France. Under skilled air and ground cover from British and French forces, British crews and boats, including civilian, courageously, carefully, and safely evacuated 330,000 French, British, Belgian, and Dutch soldiers from the beaches. This powerful, thrilling movie is most suited for adults, due to intense war violence, although there is little that is gratuitous or inappropriate in terms of language or behavior. The courage, sacrifice, and camaraderie of soldiers and civilians is deeply inspirational. This movie was a time-twisting, heart-pumping, visual and audio-sensory feast that will keep you engaged and tense right till the end. Number 3. 1917. 1917, directed by Sam Mendes, has already won the Golden Globe for the Best Motion Picture and the Best Director, and this movie is nothing less than a war classic. This is the story of two World War I British soldiers who find themselves in extraordinary circumstances. Knockabur mates Lance Corporal Blake and Lance Corporal Schofield are given the unenviable task of crossing over no man's land into enemy territory when communication breaks down. Together they must deliver a written message by the next morning to prevent an ambush that could potentially massacre 1,600 British soldiers, one of who is Blake's own brother. The cast is also brilliant, with all the actors giving stellar performances and countless cameos from renowned figures such as Benedict Cumberbatch, Colin Firth, Mark Strong and Richard Madden. Cinematographer Roger Deakins alongside director Sam Mendes crafted a harrowing journey that doesn't let up at all during its 2-hour runtime. Not many films can achieve locking the audience in within the first few minutes, but 1917 does and takes us on an unforgettable cinematic ride. For a moment during the movie, you could sense everyone's attention being focused on the movie and wondering where it will go next during every part. 1917 is without a doubt an absolute masterpiece, and I recommend everyone watch it. Number 2, Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is a gritty and heart-wrenching masterpiece war movie, directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg. Saving Private Ryan stands as a monumental achievement in the war film genre. This gripping and emotionally charged movie takes audiences on an unforgettable journey through the horrors of World War II, offering a profound exploration of sacrifice, camaraderie, and the human spirit. It's a story about a platoon of men in U.S. Army Ranger Battalion assigned to the search and rescue mission in Normandy, France after D-Day landings. The mission is a 101st Airborne paratrooper named James Francis Ryan of Iowa who parachuted and got lost in combat somewhere in Normandy, France. From bloody beaches to the battered French towns, movie is just awesome. Tom Hanks delivers a powerhouse performance as Captain John H. Miller, a seasoned Army officer tasked with leading a group of soldiers on a mission to find and bring home Private James Francis Ryan. One of the film's greatest strengths lies in its ability to create fully realized characters that audiences genuinely care about. Each member of Miller's squad is distinct and memorable, portrayed by a talented ensemble cast including Tom Sizemore, Edward Burns, Barry Pepper, Vin Diesel, Giovanni Ribisi, and Jeremy Davies. In conclusion, Saving Private Ryan is a cinematic masterpiece that transcends the war genre. Number 1, Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson, is a war movie film based on the true story of Desmond Doss, Andrew Garfield, also we know as Spider-Man hero. This movie got everyone pumped up because of the awesome trailer, and it more than lived up to our expectations. This movie starts off by showing us Doss's childhood incidents, and his motivation to not touch a gun even in the battlefield. Desmond Doss is a sergeant who was raised by a Christian family, and he believes that it's not right to kill someone. He stands by his principles and his values, which make him such a lovable character. What makes the film work so wonderfully well is that the drama off the battlefield is just as intense as what is on the battlefield once we get there. The battle scenes themselves are downright horrific, and they're about as tense as you're ever going to witness on a screen. It was one of the most beautiful war films I've ever seen. It touched me so much in ways I couldn't even imagine. Desmond's story will shock you more when you comes to know that it is based on a true story. Despite all the struggle, it was his lover and the Bible she gave him that made him face all the blows. Even by watching the movie you can feel the struggle, then what would it have been actually a truly inspiring movie? Desmond was honored with the Congressional Medal for his great service. Overall, this was one movie that made me weep after a long time. It's a tribute not only to the gunmen but also to the medics who contribute as much. Great movie overall. You must watch this movie if you love the veterans and whoever serve in every way possible.